Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran and the war mode has been finally enabled, and you can find the war mode in your PvP talents. Now I have a little extra tab. If you don't care about war mode, you can always just have it go back to this, but if you want to open it, here it is. War mode enables world PvP with the opposing faction activate PvP talents while outdoor world. So now we can go out in the world, activate PvP talents, and use them on mobs. So I want to take a look at all the talents and maybe try to showcase you guys some of the talents and how they function. First thing you'll see with Subtlety is, coming soon, where did DFA go? And you'll have some weird shenanigans like DFA's an auto talent. So this is weird, but we are going to take a look at every single specialization, see what they have. So what they decided to do, instead of having like a talent tree for PvP, you have 3 different ones, and you can pick any one of these out of a bucket. So you can have Thieves Bargain. I'm going to decline invitation. Thieves Bargain, Venom Assassin. You can have both of these together as part of your build. So some of the talents that you can have within like combinations can be very interesting. So you can be somebody who focuses on, let's say, Cold Blood, Venom Assassin, Thieves Bargain. But if you wanted to, you could be very mobile heavy, maneuverability, silhouette, and a shift to slow down the enemy. So you can have some really crazy combos. At least that's what I'm expecting. So let's first take a look at all of them. We'll take a look at Outlaw first, because that is a specialization that I know the best in terms of different talents. Then Assassination, then Subtlety, because I feel like I'll reveal too much about Subtlety, but I do want to really take a look at it closely for everyone. So go to the talents, PvP talents. The first thing we have off the bat is our trinkets. So we can still have the same trinkets of Adaptation, which removes control effects that are duration of 5 more seconds. It's a 1-minute cooldown. So it replaces our normal trinket. Or we can have Gladiator's Medallion, 2-minute trinket to get out of CC, or Relentless. So exactly the same thing left for all of them. Once PvP War Mode enabled, you have one of these 3. So it seems like you just, as soon as you pick one of them, yeah. I guess we'll go with Gladiator's Medallion off the bat. But let's see some of the PvP talents. So all these PvP talents are the same. So I'm going to run you through the images. All the same. So it doesn't really matter what you end up running. So let's take a look what Outlaw has. You have maneuverability, which all of us know. Sprint suppresses all movement and parent effects for 4 seconds. Take your cut. Roll the bones grants you haste, which nobody really ever used. Control is king, which is very, very strong. While enemies within 40 yards of you are stunned, sounds to polymorph, you gain 3 seconds of Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush being a lot more powerful in BFA, with original now having AGCD to it. So I feel like this is on its own is really strong. Then, so soon as I pick it, it's gone from the picking drawer. It was gone from the bucket. Drink Up Me Hearties. You learn the ability to create Crimson Vials, so now you can give Crimson Vials to your allies. Cheap Tricks. After coming out of a blind, your target has the chance to miss its attack by 75%. Between the eyes reduces the energy cost of a pistol shot by 100%. Dismantle, which is the same Disarm. Plunder Armor, which is very, very strong still. 2-minute cooldown, which is super, super awesome that they still have it. Let's take a look at some of the other ones, as I took the strongest ones so far. Boarding Party. Between the eyes increases the movement speed of all friendly players within 10 yards by 30%. Thick as Thieves, which is so strong to this day still. Your Tricks of Trade now increases you and your friendly target's damage by 15% for 6 seconds. Super, super strong still to this day. Turn the Tables when after coming out of a stun. You deal 50% increased damage. Shiv, which is the same Shiv. 12-second cooldown. Big time slow. Honor Among Thieves, critical strikes by you or allies generate your combo point every 2 seconds. Smoke Bomb, which is given back to Outlaw, which could be insane on its own. Having Smoke Bomb back as an ability for Outlaw as well as other 3 specs is insane. This makes the spec a lot stronger, as we can stun somebody, drop a Smoke Bomb, be a CC god with a Smoke Bomb on top of it. This could make, honestly, Outlaw one of the best specs in PvP, with already blinding power as a more blinds, a lot more blinds, because it's only 1 minute 50. Having range with the acrobatic strikes, it could be an insane specialization. And then finally, Death from Above. Finisher moves that empowers your weapons. This basically means that Subtlety doesn't have Death from Above anymore when it comes to your burst rotation. So the playstyle for Subtlety might be a little bit different than what we're used to. When you leap in the air, you dispatch a target on the way back down with such force that has 50% stronger effect. So they nerfed Death from Above by a ton. It's no longer 50% more increase, or 25 in PvP. Now it's down to 15. Finisher move that empowers your weapons with shadow energy and performs a devastating attack. You then leap into the air, dispatch a target. I guess we could try it, we could test this, we could see if this does anything. I don't even know where I can put this, because I guess I'll put it as 5 just so I can try Death from Above with Outlaw. But overall, enables world PvP and opposing factions. This could only turn on or off in Orgrimmar. So, okay, so I'm gonna Orgrimmar later. Right now, let's take a look at Assassination, see what Assassination has. Because I'm getting really excited to try this stuff out. I guess I gotta be an Armory before I can turn this on or off. And it's supposed to put you in its own, like, server. And we'll see if it works. Same talents here. You have Intention to Kill. Shadow Step cooldown is reduced by 60%. Shift, same thing. Honor Among Thieves. Deadly Brew. Deadly Poison also applies Wound Poison, which is something what a lot of people ran. Mind Numbing Poison, so now you can have Deadly Poison apply Mind Numbing as well. Can be insanely good against casters. Creeping Venom, so that your Venom will deal... Your Venom deals Creeping Venom, dealing 1.1 million nature damage over 6 seconds. We have to try that. That seems broken as all hell. 1.1 million nature damage. That's definitely busted. Yeah, no, we have to try. But we have... What is going on? Creeping Venom. How did you miss this blizzard? Oh my god, we're gonna have some fun with that. And let's try Subtlety. Veil of Midnight. You remain enveloped in shadows for 2 seconds. After stealth vanish fades, increasing dodge by 100%. Cold Blood is still really strong as it's always been for Subtlety. Thieves Bargain has always been very strong. Venom Assassin is exactly the same thing. Is there anything new here? Nope. Shadowy Duel, exactly the same. I was kind of hoping it would be better. Maybe they'll improve it. Dagger in the Dark increases by 10% for your Shadow Strike, stacking up to 10 times. Silhouette, 50% reduction to Shadow Step when you use it on friendly. Smoke Bomb when your ability. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's anything crazy going on with Subtlety. It feels pretty standard, but the fact that you can have Cold Blood, Thieves Bargain, and Venom Assassin together is going to be insane for duels. Honestly, more vanishes and bursty vanishes, it's going to be absolutely nuts. So we're going to have to wait and see how all that functions, all this works. This is so crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm hoping we won't have to go back all the way to Armory just to turn on War Mode, but I guess if you really want to get out of War Mode or get into it, it is going to be like a big part of your gameplay. Like you turn it on, you have to go all the way back to Capital City. So maybe that's what they're trying to do for it. Okay, so we have War Mode. Ha, when you click it, you can remove it. When I click it, it says for the Horde. Interesting. Let me put on some daggers here. So now I should have access to all my talents, right? We can put this right here as an ability. So now what I need to do is test out if Creeping Venom is actually as strong as it is. I need to go out in the world and duel somebody. Also, I want to see if I am going to be phased on a different server, on a different type of realm. Because I saw some guys out here dueling, and one of them had a big old hippo. I mean, it could be insanely broken here, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, let's duel. Let's duel, my man. Does that suck it? Oh, this guy. He probably thinks he got it going on. Does he realize that I have my Creeping Venom, though? Does he realize it's OP? Can I see their talents? I cannot. Oh, wait, yes I can. I can see all their talents. See if something's overpowered. Maybe he'll look at my buffs and see that I have the overpowered talent. Maybe he won't like it. Or maybe he's just changed some talents. I'm not even sure. I also wonder if you can change talents with Tome of Tranquil Mind. I wonder if you can do that to adjust. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just pop a Creeping Venom on him. Okay, so it's not hitting him for that much. It's not hitting him for insane numbers. It's a little bit different. This guy also is hitting me kind of hard. Ish, not really. Yeah, he done. I'm not sure what was happening. So it doesn't actually have the broken effect, but it is very powerful. I didn't use Death from Above or anything there the whole time. Silence the entire time, what the fuck? Yes, Iron Wire actually works. 8-second silence. What is going on? What is actually... Not really? Oh, Jesus. Okay, I see the salt. I see the salt. Alrighty. I'm gonna find something I can fight, see if anything's overpowered. Okay, we're gonna fight the River Beast. I'm just gonna pop in a Venom on him. It is not hitting for a million, so the UI is broken. What am I zapping him with, too? What is a Searing Zap? Is that a trinket? Chance to zap opponent. Oh, it is a trinket that's doing that. Okay. Wow, so trinket effects and all that still works out in the world. This could be pretty broken on its own. It looks like maybe the Azeroth pieces themselves could be pretty well busted as well. That is just the weirdest thing ever. I'm gonna DFA them real quick. So it looks like DFA does have that AoE effect with it. If I can find it. Or no, maybe it doesn't have the DFA AoE component with it at all. Finish a move that empowers your weapons with shadow energy, performing a devastating attack. You then leap in the air. I don't see like the actual AoE component of DFA. I only see the Envenom doing damage on the downturn. Okay, let's see what else can I do. Can I change my talents while I'm out here? Yes, you can. Can you change talents without this? No, you can't. So you can actually change talents out in the world. just like any other talents. This applies some interesting gameplay, that's for sure. That is very, very interesting. Wow, you can have System Shock, Creeping Venom, and Deadly Brew together. So you can be like a very poison heavy kind of guy. You can even do nature damage stuff. Okay, hold on. I want to try this. I want to try this. And does it need to be a 5 common point? Casting a Venom will at least 5 common points, so it has to be 5 common points. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dot him up, hit him, common point building, Toxic Blade, Big Burst. Was that it? Poison Bomb did a lot of damage, Envenom did a lot of damage. System Shock did a fair amount, but it was basically like a second Envenom, more or less. So no, it doesn't have some kind of a crazy combo. So I was thinking maybe something like this would be broken put together, but it doesn't seem to be all that broken. So I guess you have that. You can also go for, oh my goodness, together with Hidden Blades and Flying Daggers out in the world. Oh my god, this is going to be crazy. There's so many more combos. I was kind of worried that we were going to only have 3 different combos compared to having like, you know, Trinket plus 2 more and then 3 down the row. But here you can actually have even more type of like combinations with brand new talents. Some classes, of course, having more options than others. But imagine Flying Daggers for more damage plus Hidden Blades. Can we actually just try that? Tag this guy and tag this guy. And we're going to watch out for the damage that this does in the long run. Okay, can you stop casting? Stop casting. Okay, stacked up. I guess it was a decent chunk, but it wasn't anything crazy. I think the amount of damage you deal to mobs with PvP talents is going to be limited, though. So it's not going to be something that is going to be completely broken and busted and overpowered. It is going to be something that you will have to, I guess, adjust to a little bit. Yeah, that was a little bit underwhelming, but in a good way. It wasn't underwhelming as if like I expected some kind of one-shot, although it did do a lot of damage. I have to give it did do a lot of damage in a single hit. And for players, imagine hitting every player for 7k, that's a decent chunk of damage right then and there. But I just kind of want to see if it will be broken or busted. And it isn't, which I'm actually kind of happy that it's not completely broken and busted. That means less nerf coming out for rogues. That means we can have some kind of a fun build without having someone to ruin our day. Okay, let's check out Subtlety. I want to see how Subtlety works with your brand new setup now. Because the current Subtlety, oh geez, I don't even understand. I don't even understand. Let's go Deepest Shred because it seems to be strong. Cold Blood I think is alright. We can put it right here. So the first hit is going to be strong as hell. So I think we want to basically go through a burst combo of sorts and see if we can do something. We got a rare here, so we could try to see if a rare takes more damage than usual. I think Shadow Blades is still in GCD, but I'm pretty sure that Symbols of Death is no longer in GCD. Oh, okay. Level 110s, level 123s. That's a rare. That's a pretty big rare. I'm not hitting that. Oh yeah, Symbols of Death is off GCD. Thank God. I just had to test it, man, and it is off GCD. Thank God. That was probably the worst change possible. It did not feel good whatsoever. Hey, another rare. Is this going to be another 120 rare, or is it going to be one of those normal rares? 125k health. Yeah, I guess it would be a normal rare, more or less. Let's try it. Shadow Blades. And I do have a Vanish at a 45-second... not a 45-second cooldown, a minute 25, so it won't be a 45-second cooldown. Huh, Rudy's by 45 seconds, but you don't have that original CDR to it, do you? And you do have the extra crit, don't you? I'm pretty sure... I don't think the extra crit shows up on its own from Venom Assassin. Stealth and Shadow Dance and critical strike chance increased by 35%. Yeah, I don't think it actually shows... Oh no, it does show up. Just look at that. Crit. It does actually show up as a real thing. Wow. So that's really, really strong. So you're already dealing 10% more damage here with health reduction and Vanish at a 45-second cooldown. Not quite a, you know, literally 45-second cooldown, but a minute 25, so you can Vanish a lot more often. Venom Assassin for more damage, 10% of their health. That's insane. What kind of builds could we go for? I don't think Subtlety has anything crazy, does it? I think Dagger and Dark would be really interesting in PvE combat. Oh, Symbols of Death feeling off the GCD feels so good. It feels so good to press. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. That feels great. That actually feels great. Wow. Look at the numbers I'm hitting for. That's pretty great, man. I'm actually enjoying this right now. This is actually awesome. And then we could finally, I guess, take a look at Outlaw, see some of the things you can do. Okay, as Outlaw controls king, my name is a stunned within 40 yards of you. Let me first put on the normal weapons I usually run with. Enemies are stunned within 40 yards of you, gain adrenaline rush, so that can be really strong all on its own. Then you have control as king, plunder armor. I wonder if you can plunder armor enemies around here, like non-player enemies. There it is. So what I want to try to see if I can not tricks of trade, but plunder armor this thing. I'm gonna go for a cheap shot, then into Ghost Strike, then Plunder Armor, and see if I can Killing Spree. While I have a cheap shot, I'm gonna see if I get a Adrenaline Rush. I don't get a Adrenaline Rush. Plunder Armor? Not a player. Not a player. When enemies within 40 yards of you are stunned. Okay, I'm not getting a Adrenaline Rush. So it has to be working off a player, unless it's intended to be only for to be used against players. Then there's a little bit of a mistype in the actual text for it. If it is intended to be used only against players, then I guess it's fine, but that's not what it comes off to me as. I just kill and spray this thing. Okay, so not all these talents are gonna work on NPCs. I was really hoping Plunder Armor would work off of NPCs, but I guess to reduce the enemy's health by 20% and increase yours by 20%, and their damage by 10%, as well as yours by 10%, would be a little bit strong, wouldn't it? Huh, so yeah, the AoE part of DFA is completely gone, but I guess you can make dispatches a bit stronger for Outlaw in particular. Let me actually try just how hard it hits for Outlaw, because that could be actually a really good talent for Outlaw from here on out, really. Yeah, look at this. I'm trying to plunder armor. I'm trying to mutilate him. I'm trying to mutilate the mob. That's awesome. Okay, well there's this guy, and he's a pretty big NPC. 94k worth of health. Let's try to see if we can build ourselves up a big old DFA. And I guess we could see if DFA actually does have AoE. It doesn't, otherwise it would have hit that mob. Interesting. My dispatch did hit for about 8k on its own. That's decent for Outlaw. That's not terrible. Yeah, so it just seems like a mobility-based ability at this point. It seems like you spend globals just to fly up in the air and then just land. Past that, it doesn't feel like it just does that much. Let me try it again here. Up, no damage. Down, damage. Huh. I feel like for Subtlety, this would definitely be a bit better of an ability. It's only 50% damage increase. So now we can see that it actually, yeah. It's very interesting how they're doing this. I think Smoke Bomb will end up being the staple for a lot of rogues, especially in Arena, even in BGs. I feel like a lot of mobility for flag carriers will be something a lot of people will be running. I think that for Outlaw, having Control as King, Tricks of Trade, and Plunder Armor, or maybe dropping Tricks of Trade or Control as King together for a Smoke Bomb might make it a little bit stronger, might make it a little bit better. I guess it depends on the situation and whatnot. Very, very interesting how Blizzard is doing this. I want to go and check out some of the other classes to see what they have for their honor talents. So far, very, very interesting. Very interesting to take a look at this. Overall, I would say I'm a huge fan of the war mode. I like the fact that we can use the honor talents out in the world, whether we use them against rares, quests, dailies, whatever it might be. I'm a huge fan of that. I kind of like that idea that you're bringing PvP into the PvE world, into the rest of the game. I also like the extra benefit of turning on war mode, so when you're questing, you actually gain your experience 15% faster, so I think this would be a little bit more interesting. I guess it also helps that Alliance and Horde has their own starting area and their own questing area on each side, the Zandalari and the Kultirans, so you have your own place, I guess, to play around in. You have your own zone to hang around at, so there's less chances that max levels will be ganking lobbies, so lobbies can literally get something done while getting some extra experience out of it. I think it's actually cool and very interesting. I got to try it out for Outlaw and a couple of the specs for duels, and I think this offers a lot more potential. I feel like for rogues in particular, our class changes, for spec changes in particular, are great. I like what they're doing with Outlaw. I like the Assassination and Subtlety is more or less more of the same, but more of the good stuff rather than the stuff you don't like. And then the honor talents help standardize what your class does. Having Blind and DFA as something that all three rogue specs share puts them on a very, very equal footing, and I feel like it'll kind of help bridge the gap where the player gets to decide which specialization they really want to play, if they want to do, let's say, one playstyle over the other, but then your honor talents help standardize what your class brings to the table, what your class is all about. So I'm a huge fan of that, and I want to check out some of the other specs. I'll be streaming this stuff on the channel, links in the down description below for all the stream stuff. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. Likes are very much appreciated. Subscribes also appreciated as well. And hit the notification bell is almost mandatory. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in another video.